Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Retro Pop Planet and welcome to 1946 Isaac Newton Square in Reston, Virginia, site of the infamous 1989 Ebola monkey outbreak. And no, it's not the One Life Fitness. It's actually right behind me, right here.
So there was a lot of media attention at the time.
For the first time in nearly 25 years,
It was big, it was new.
epidemiologist Diane Woolard revisits a time when the Ebola virus consumed the Commonwealth.
This was the first time that Ebola virus had been isolated in the United States.
In late 1989 and early 1990, research monkeys from the Philippines at a quarantine facility in Northern Virginia started getting sick and dying.
5 of them tested positive for Ebola virus.
Even more shocking, 4 humans working with those monkeys tested positive for Ebola too.
Their blood showed that they'd been exposed to Ebola virus.
For 3 weeks, Woolard and others monitored those workers to see if they would get sick.
People from CDC were drawing their blood, testing their blood. And
Thankfully, they never did get sick.
nobody would move into it. It was empty from 1991 and then torn down in 1995.
Finally, in late November 1989, the Institute had formally identified the virus in Reston, and the process of dealing with a potential Ebola outbreak 22 miles from the nation's capital began. Now, what got me thinking about this location again was last night I was scrolling through HBO Max looking for a movie to watch, and I came across Wolfgang Petersen's 1995 Outbreak.
In a remote African jungle, a small monkey is captured.
The most optimistic projection for the spread of the virus is this: 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours.
And are going to continue to die unless we find this monkey.
God forgive us.
There will be panic the likes of which we have never seen.
There you are!
And it's a terrible movie. I rewatched all 2 hours plus of it. It's so over the top and ridiculous. It's very, very, very loosely based on the real life events that actually happened here. More in line with the events that happened here was the 1994 book, The Hot Zone, which is a terrifying read. My friends and I passed that book around for weeks because it was so terrifying, it was so thrilling, and it was based on something right down the road. Now, I've actually never been to this location, oddly enough, and I don't live too far away from Reston, Virginia. This is a place that I used to come all the time for dinner and drinks with friends, and this is actually a little bit off the beaten path though. We're right along the W-O&D trail. This is not an area, this is very suburban Reston, I would say. This is not in the actual downtown Reston area. Soldiers in biohazard suits, monkeys pinned down with long poles and euthanized via injection from afar, television news, satellite trucks camped outside, and sick monkeys, dozens of sick monkeys. All of the monkeys at the Reston facility, 450 of them, were euthanized. So everything that I've read about this Hazleton Research Products quarantine station, once the animals were euthanized here, the building was abandoned for a number of years, and from what I gather, from what I've seen in photos, this was a prime urban exploration site. A lot of folks actually would come out here. I'm gonna see if I can find any photos and I'll insert them now. but otherwise this is still on a weekend. For it being a children's learning center now is still kind of eerie. Then the building was decontaminated, an 11-day process that involved bleaching and sterilizing and the burning of formaldehyde crystals in electric frying pans. So that's it, guys. This is where the Reston strain of the Ebola Zaire virus was classified. The new strain was named Ebola Reston, and it returned to the facility, again in monkeys imported from the Philippines in 1990. 4 lab workers tested positive for Ebola Reston antibodies, but never got sick. After the second outbreak, the Hazleton facility was demolished. I need to try and line up some shots. This is a pretty old tree. Actually, a lot of these trees are pretty old. I bet they were here at the time and they were left when the building itself was demolished. Thanks for joining me today on this weird little adventure to see something that I've always wanted to visit and just have never gotten around to do it. I urge you to go read, find the book, The Hot Zone, and read it. And it's really fascinating stuff to read about how close we were to a massive Ebola outbreak, and a lot of it was because of what happened here. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to come along on more weird adventures like this with me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on the next one.